In the battle against COVID-19, an unusual partnership has formed between rivals known for their cutthroat competition, Apple and Google.
The first thought came to my mind is, Marvels and DC, Avengers and Justice League getting together to fight a common enemy.
The two companies recently announced they'll use Bluetooth signals to track whether a mobile user has come into proximity with someone who's tested positive for the virus.
There's a back-end system that can notify you that you have been within a certain foot range of an individual that's been exposed. This brings it to almost half the planet, because half the planet has a phone that runs either iOS or Android.
But there are still questions about accuracy.
Bluetooth has a range typically of 30 feet, but there's a lot of concern that you could be randomly going by someone, 20, 30 feet away and get that ping signal when in fact you didn't really expose, yourself to that person in terms of the potential for the virus to spread. So there's a lot of concern about false positives, and then what would happen there? And then will people ignore it? Will it be sort of the boy who cries wolf?
The plan for Google and Apple is to, in May, start allowing interoperability between iOS and Android devices and to allow public health authorities to build apps on top of those systems. Then, in later months, the two companies will build broader-based tracing platforms within the operating system, but all those plans depend upon users opting in.
I know that in China, you have a QR, they have to have it green, you have to, every place you go, they check it, they make sure that you're okay. The same thing with Hong Kong when you have this bracelet, which is, if you leave the house, then they will be alerted for that one. We are not up to this very strict rules. We're trying to convince people, and I'm talking about Google and Apple and the authorities here, they're trying to tell them, listen, this is for the benefits of everybody.
Apple and Google say they'll use software that generates encrypted codes that won't include identifying information or location data.
We just came from 2018 and 2019 with tech companies themselves being actually, at the middle of a big scandals about, selling privacy, selling all this information. Now you are bringing them to the picture saying that those people are going to help you. This is the opportunity to show the users and society that we can help.
But I think there's no question in my mind that after this all starts to play out, other questions will start to be raised about how phones are being used or potentially could be misused in ways that people are not going to care for.
Apple and Google are not the first to use Bluetooth for contact tracing, but no one else has what the two tech giants have already. Billions of existing users. With the right software, they can be traced across city, state, and ultimately international boundaries. Mark New, CGTN, Mountain View, California.